Hi and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about our third grade homeschool curriculum for 2021 to 2022, and I'm excited to share all the things with you. So if you are new to my channel, I created this channel as a homeschooling resource to give you curriculum ideas, organizational ideas, and ways to invite Christ into your homeschool space. So if you're interested in those things, please hit that subscribe button and let's get into this video. Okay, so I've already put out my fourth grade curriculum, and so this is the third grade curriculum, and I will also have a first grade curriculum video coming out also in the next month-ish. I don't know for sure when. And then I will also have a video of all of our group family work that we're gonna do. In the past, I've included it all in the same video, but I didn't want it to get super repetitive with everyone. And so I'm just gonna do it one time in one video and have all of our group work there. So you can continue to look for those. I'll make sure the fourth grade curriculum video is linked down below so you can check that out if you want to. But without further ado, let's start talking about third grade. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this curriculum like my kids go through their schoolwork in a normal day, the way that it appears in their drawers. So the first thing they do is scriptures. And we've been doing the Come Follow Me curriculum. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and this is what we're studying. So we're currently studying the Doctrine and Covenants until December, and then we'll study the Old Testament in January because the church's curriculum is for a calendar year, not an academic year. And so it switches halfway in between our school year. So I actually create this booklet. It's a free download on my blog. So I'll make sure this current one is linked down below. I don't get any further ahead than 1 month than the current month we're on. Maybe eventually in the future, in an ideal world, I will get further ahead than just the next month. But at the moment, that's not the case. So I just have for May, and then every single month I'll post a new one on my blog, so you can check that out if you're interested in using this. Okay, so the next thing in their drawers is math, and we're gonna be using the Math Made Fun by the Moffat Girls. You buy this on Teachers Pay Teachers, and this is the third grade math. And I've been using her math for several years. She has pre-K through third grade math, and that's it. So then we have to find a different math to use after third grade. And I really, really love it because there's centers, which I'll show you in a minute, and it's just very interactive, and I just feel like it's been good. So this is one of the units. So you can buy this as a bundle on Teachers Pay Teachers, or you can buy the individual units if there's only specific things you want to focus on. Or maybe if your kids just need a refresher or you need some more supplemental curriculum to whatever it is you're already using, you could buy this and use that just kind of as an added thing. So these are the no prep pages that come with it. So each unit has these, and you can use them, you don't have to use them, but it's just kind of that extra work if you need something else to review or just to give them something to solidify what they're learning. I also use these in the summer when we're not really doing school, at least formal school. I'll give them the packets and the pages they haven't done throughout the school year they can use for review during the summer. So I also feel that's a really good use for them. So there's just tons of different activities in here. Some of them are a little bit more activity oriented. Some of them are more just like practice oriented. So there's a variety. And then like I said, it comes with some centers. And this is where the hard part is because you have to prep all of these, or you can pick and choose which ones you want to prep. And it's worth it to me because all my kids are using this curriculum. And so far it's worked for all of them, and we've been able to adapt to individual needs and things like that. But if you're not using it for all your kids, I don't know if it's worth it, or it might not be worth it to prep them and laminate everything. Maybe just print out what you need for your child. So let me just show you, there's several centers in here. They all come with like this little card in the front that you can print out that kind of gives instructions, and then an activity back here. So here they're gonna use some little dice and roll and make a number because we're talking about place value. There's some skip counting right here by hundreds. And let me see if there's some other fun ones. So these ones use clothespins, and you're gonna mark these little papers, these little pages, whatever they're called. They're papers here. So you're gonna mark these, whatever the question says, when rounded to the nearest hundredth, which number rounds to 900. So then they'll use a little clothespin and mark the one that applies to. So there's just a lot of fun, really hands-on activities, just not the same old bookwork, or even just being on a computer and just pushing the computer screen or the tablet screen or whatever it is. This is just very interactive and I really, really love it. But if you only have one child doing it, or even if you have multiple children, you can just pick maybe a few activities and just print out what you need. You don't have to use them all. You don't have to prep them all like I've done and put them in storage containers and then just have all this math everywhere. Like my whole shelves down in my storage room are full of math curriculum because of this curriculum, but I really, really love it that much. So that's what she's gonna be doing for math. She's gonna work her way through the 3rd grade math, and we'll see how it goes. So the next thing in my daughter's drawers is reading. And over this last year, she has really grown in reading. She was struggling a little bit, and we were doing the Abeka readers, which was different than I had done with my oldest. And she really just grew a lot. Just having her reading very simplified helped her so, so much. And then with my oldest, last year, I just let him kind of pick a few books that were on a reading list that from Confessions of a Homeschooler. She has a blog and a YouTube channel, so I'll link her down below. But she has lists for the different grades of books that would be appropriate. And then she also has some curriculum she's created for some of those books, and like lap books and things like that. So if you want to check all their comprehension. So I have some of these books because this is what my son did last year for his 3rd grade. So here's some of these books. So we have like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, The Time Machine. Mr. Popper's Penguins is not here. My son is reading it right now for his 3rd grade curriculum. But that's another one. There's Gulliver's Travels, Tom Sawyer. So Confessions of a Homeschooler recommends, I think, about 5 to 6 books for the year, depending on the speed of your reader. And we usually just do like a chapter a day, unless the chapters are super short, then they can read more than one chapter. And so this is obviously more than the amount of books we probably get through in a year. So last year I just let my son pick a few books that he wanted to read the most. I kind of told him what the story was about, and he decided what ones he wanted to read. And then I made lap books for him, which we did not use. If you have seen my 4th grade curriculum video, we did not use these very much. He struggles a little bit with this, but I think my daughter's really gonna love it. So I still have them and I don't have to re-prep them. So we'll see, hopefully she'll wanna read these books and not different ones. We'll try to encourage her to do that. But so I have one for like Robin Hood. I have the Time Machine, you know, and they open up, there's a lot of activities in here. There's a timeline thing on the back. I'm gonna drop it everywhere. And different things like that. And it gives you a list of what you could talk to them about in each chapter if you're not super familiar with all the books. You know, maybe you're familiar with Robin Hood, but maybe not the specific story. And then we were a little bit more diligent about doing the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory lap book. And that one has a little chocolate activity in it where you can get different kinds of chocolate from the store, have your kids taste them and see which ones they like the most. And then they can rate it like on a little graph. And so that one was fun and we really enjoyed that. So they're just a lot of good fun things in here. Again, I have a whole bunch of them that I've already prepped. So we'll see if she wants to do some of these stories. Maybe she'll pick a few different ones. I'm not really sure, and I'll create some more lap books for those and then maybe use these for my next son. We'll see, but that's kind of our plan for reading. I want them to really love and enjoy reading, so that's why I want them to be involved in picking what they're reading. Instead of it just being like something boring, I want them to be interested in the story and be invested in it. So that's why I'm kind of going along with this strategy, and it worked really well last year. So the next thing is grammar, and we've been using the Moffat Girls grammar. I did try the Abeka grammar for like the first kindergarten. Was it kindergarten? Maybe it was 1st grade. And then I liked the 1st grade one, but the 2nd grade one wasn't my favorite. I just felt like it was expecting them to know things they had never actually learned. And so I switched to this. Again, you just buy it and download it on Teachers Pay Teachers. And she has the year split up into 4 units. So she has individual units, or she's split it into quarters. So you can kind of choose how you want to print it out. And so this is where my daughter's going to be after she finishes the one that's in her drawer right now. So she probably will not finish the one in her drawer before the end of the school year. And so this one she might start on next year, or she might still have a little bit of work left in that one. But this one's gonna be doing verbs and the future tense. She's been working on context clues right now. That's what she's currently doing. And these are 1st grade. The Moffat Girls, I think, just only has 1st and 2nd grade grammar. And so they don't have anything for 3rd grade, but I feel like it was still a good fit, and my kids didn't have a really good structure from Abeka, even because it just wasn't really teaching them anything. And so this has been a lot better. It seems like it's more simple and they're able to understand what they're supposed to do, so I've enjoyed it better. But if you have recommendations for grammar that you really love to use, especially as my kids get a little bit older next year, we're gonna have to find a different grammar because I just have first and second grade. So I was just gonna show you some more in here. So this is subject, verb, agreement, and then affixes. I don't even know if I know what this means. I am horrible when it comes to grammar. It was like my least favorite thing to learn about in school, and sometimes I just think it's pointless, but we still study it. So again, if you have recommendations for grammar you really love, because we're gonna use this for this year, but next year I'll be on the lookout for something new. And then for vocab, we're using Sadler, and this is green. The levels online, it just says 1, 2, and 3. But then it gives you the colors. It kind of gets confusing about which color goes to which year because it's supposed to be, you know, 2 for second grade, 3 for third grade or whatever. And then it pops up the color, but it's a little bit confusing about ordering it. So just pay attention to that. But this is for third grade, and we've enjoyed this. This is her third year using this, I think. And vocab isn't my favorite thing either. Anything with like reading comprehension, grammar stuff is not my favorite. But I feel like this has been fine for us and it's worked, so we're gonna keep using it. And one of my kids' favorite things in here is they have little stories at the beginning of each new section. So like this, and then they're able to listen to it. They have the website listed up there, and you can go click on it, and my kids put on the headphones and they can listen to the story, and they really love that. And then the vocab words are in this story, and then there's activities that they can do throughout the week for that story, or the next 2 weeks. We usually don't get through a whole section in a week. And then for handwriting, we're gonna be using the Good and the Beautiful handwriting. My 2 oldest, I've been kind of slack lately with having them do handwriting, so we're trying to be better. We're repenting and moving forward and doing better. And so this is what I got, both for my older, my 4th grader, and for my 3rd grader is level 2, just because that seemed about where they are anyway. So that's for handwriting. And then for spelling, my daughter is doing spelling UC. We're still on level C. And I don't remember how many levels there are in this. I think there's like 2 or 3 more after this. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember for sure. But this has been really good for her. It wasn't good for my oldest. He didn't do well with it, but she has really done really well with it. So it comes with this book. So this is the instructor's handbook, which you don't really use that much with the older kids, but it has some pointers of how to use the curriculum. But then there's these sheets. So this comes in a book, but since I don't want to repurchase the book every single year, I just make copies of it and then use it for my kids. So this one is Wild Tales. So it has a whole bunch of different stories. So the idea is different than just a list of spelling words, right? You're getting a paragraph, so it might have harder words in it. It might have really easy words in it, but kind of getting used to words in a context and knowing how to spell words in a whole paragraph instead of just, oh, I can spell all these three letter words and that's all I know how to spell. So I really liked it for that. And then it has some, like, you can mark the consonant chunks or the bossy R chunks. It has some other activities. So for 4 days, they just kind of trace and write the saying that's right here at the top, the paragraph. And then on the 5th day is dictation. So for 10 minutes, it says just recommends doing 10 minutes so they don't like get burned out. So even if they don't finish the paragraph, only 10 minutes, I will dictate it to her and she'll write it down. And again, sometimes I have to help her more than other times, but I feel like it's just been really good of helping her learn how to write in a whole paragraph form instead of just these individual words that don't have as much meaning. So we really like Spelling UC, and like I said, we've used it for a few years for her, and I'll probably keep using it for the next, I think it's 3 years that there's another one. Usually we don't get through the whole thing in 1 year, so I just kind of carry it over to the next year. So that's why we're still on C, because she's not quite done with C yet. And then the last thing my 3rd grader will be doing is continuing Spanish lessons. She recently started doing Spanish lessons with the Homeschool Spanish Academy. And when this video comes out, I will have a review already up on my channel for the Homeschool Spanish Academy. So I'll make sure it's linked down below so you can check it out and check out my thoughts. So we'll be doing that. And we might incorporate some TalkBox Mom. I'm not exactly sure where we're gonna be yet. They're going to be doing Spanish. I'm just not sure where our curriculums are gonna meet with Spanish yet in the fall. We're kind of filling it out over the next few months and seeing how it goes. But I feel like they've been learning really well. I keep saying they because it's my daughter and then my son, my younger son, that are doing Spanish. So the both of them together are doing Spanish. But they've been learning really well, and I'm excited to continue on with Spanish. Okay, so that's our curriculum for third grade. I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited just to see how my third grader grows over this next year. It's just gonna be a lot of fun. So if you have curriculum that you just love, suggestions for me, I would love for you to comment them down below. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.